afternoon, church family. It's Wednesday, and it's time for the Wednesday Minister Moment. Did you know that we are a reacting people? When you think about it, when you see things on TV, or maybe you see posts on Facebook or read someone's tweet, a lot of times people will react to those messages. And many times it's either very positive or very negative. The responding messages may be threatening. They may support whatever was originally posted, or they may just tear that person up. We love to judge. We love reality shows where a lot of judgment is involved. And judgment here today is swift. There's a problem with that. Hal Runkel, in his book, Choose Your Own Adulthood, talks about the difference between responding and reacting. Now, I'll say this, that when you look at those two words in the dictionary, they're basically synonymous. React, that word is used in defining respond, and respond is used in defining react. But Runkel is trying to say that there's really a difference between the two. And this is the difference that he gives us. He says a response is thoughtful, while a reaction is an automatic reflex. A response is careful, while a reaction is careless. A response is measured, informed by education, experience, and an estimate of its immediate and long-term effects. When we respond rather than react, we actually communicate from our highest principles and deepest desires. Reactions, on the other hand, come straight from our most shallow anxieties and fears. And I think there's some truth in what he's saying, that when we react to things, generally it does come from anxiety and fear. Now, there are good reactions, like if somebody yells at you to duck, you should duck without thinking about it, so you don't get hit in the head by whatever it is that might be flying through the air. Somebody yells fire, you probably need to proceed to an exit without thinking much about it, just go. But most of the time, we really shouldn't just react. Because when we react, it's whatever hits us first without really thinking through the situation. We should rather respond. And I think Scripture actually supports that idea. A few Proverbs. Proverbs 15:23. The writer says, "A man finds joy in giving an apt reply, and how good is a timely word." Well, how will something be an apt reply or a timely word if we haven't thought through what we should say rather than what was immediately on our mind? Have you ever looked at a post that somebody wrote and you read through it once and you were angry by what it said, and then you read through it a second time and then thought, well, wait, he didn't mean what I thought he meant at first? That happens. So we need to think about it. Proverbs 13:3, "He who guards his lips guards his life, but he who speaks rashly will come to ruin." If we speak rashly, we'll get ourselves into trouble. So let's not do that. Proverbs 12:18, "A reckless word pierces like a sword, but the tongue of a wise man brings healing." So our words can be used as weapons, but they also can be used as healing, and they are generally more healing when we think through what we're going to say. And finally, he who answers before listening, that's a folly and a shame. We're foolish when we answer before we've actually heard what somebody is trying to say. And if we don't understand, it's important for us to ask questions so that we can understand. If you're in an accident, would you want somebody there who's just going to react based upon whatever emotions come up in them? Or would you want somebody who will respond in a way that they've been trained, so that they can help you when you're in a dangerous situation? That's why we have first responders. They've been trained. They're not going to freak out. And so, respond rather than react. John tells a story of Jesus where he is in the temple courts. And when he's there, these religious men, these Pharisees, bring this woman to Jesus. And they're upset with her because they say that she's been caught in adultery. They want to know from Jesus, what should they do? Because their law says that she should be killed by stoning. So Jesus, what do we need to do? It was a way for them to try to trick him, maybe catch him off guard. What Jesus does is something that they don't expect. He doesn't react. He actually bends down and he begins to write in the dirt. And we don't know what he writes, but he takes some time doing that as they continue to hound him with questions. And he continues to write. What Jesus is doing is he's slowing things down a little bit. He's not reacting to their threats and their questions. He eventually stands up and he makes this statement. He who is without sin, you cast the first stone. And the men think about it. And as they do, they begin to walk away from the oldest to the youngest because they all know that they've been sinful. And in that moment, because of Jesus' response, that woman is rescued from her captors. My encouragement to you is that whatever is going on right now, whatever you see on social media, whatever you hear from friends, whatever you hear from others or see from others, be sure to be somebody who responds, to think about what you're going to say so that you will have an apt word. Be sure to be somebody who responds like Jesus so that people will see the light of God in your life. I hope this has been helpful to you. Have a great Wednesday.